October 7, 1941. Yep, that's China. As previously, the breaking point and turnaround. The IJA is mostly off the mainland, mostly, and efforts are underway to suppress the communists once and for all. Gradually sorting this whole thing out. And on the to-do list is to begin the old, counterattack. Make some attempt at naval and aerial assault. We must return to sea. They are really fiercely fighting for Manchurian airspace. Good. Let them. "19 million volunteers stand ready." There's much fighting to do. Though as many millions of production orders are waiting to be fulfilled. We're getting there. Don't worry about it. Get around a harbor building to get ready for amphibious assaults, and then the ongoing effort to industry up the entire China. You've still, as of yet, done roughly no damage to the Japanese Navy. It's a work in progress. I'd like to get integration finished first, and then forced loans is going to be one of our main sinks of additional influence, additional political power. We've assembled most of a government. What else could we be picking up on? Arms manufacturers, I guess. We're doing okay for that, though. Military theorists aren't really called for, since we have our doctrine entirely sorted out. Just use more. And more. And while the Europe situation, to review Soviet-Latvian War, between the Soviet Union and the Polish Alliance, Poland, the Balkan states, and also Afghanistan showed up for a little while. Reinforcements from the depths. Terror by any other name. Welcome. Yeah, throw more boat yards on the pile. Then what else? Still haven't done any oil synthesis. Well, by the time we break out of here, we're going to be able to import oil or seize somebody else's oil. We'll use what we find. Whatever shows up, it'll do. Yeah, support aircraft are split between the ongoing counter-imperial effort and the inland police action. And really, I'm willing to ignore this front. That is stable, and I can just leave it there as a distraction while we sort out other efforts. Our specialized forces. Boat army. Given the choice, I'll lean towards civilian over military. We're producing enough, and I can convert. In that construction feedback loop, though, that is powerful stuff. The ongoing adventures of just light infantry. What more do you need? Wave after wave. Light infantry. Try out this whole amphibious assault thing. How hard could it be? Put a man on a boat and bring him to the enemy. Okay, we've immediately lost control of these waters. Have we, though? Yes, entirely. They are many, we are few. We will not be invading anything today. Your fleet, don't engage. Reverse of engage. Right, so we have 2 gain war support for gaining inflation, 1 reduce inflation. Ability, then gain more war support for inflation. We're already unbelievably stable. So we take right-hand path here. Oh, hey there. Could you not? And yes, we did have many, many additional armies being worked on. I mean, 2.5 million light infantry, that's something, but what if? We've heard of larger numbers. Bear up leading them down.
是的，长官。
And yeah, this army is just hanging out and can be reassigned to anywhere that danger might emerge. Sure, the Soviets don't have any focuses to attack us. Attack Germany, attack UK. If they reconcile with Japan, they can push claims inland. That's it, though. So we were working our way down the welfare tree in order to get at our last research slot. I think after that, our next thing to do would be, yeah, outreach to the US to go in on our naval focuses. And then that's the cooperation tree we can finish in order to break the 9-power treaty. Hiding way down here are options for later aggression. Going after Tibet, contesting India, fighting over Mongolia, settling where we stand on Korean independence. As you do.
继续前进！瞄准！
As much as our folks are getting torn up trying to climb these mountains, the enemy has nowhere to withdraw to. They're running out of things with which to defend these mountains. Getting even more invested in the concept of a mountain soldier. Only so much that their 5 military industry can do against our 50. Alright, now I can do more invasion planning. 14, where do your troops live? You are still in Beijing. Alright. Well... Or no, in Nanjing, yeah.
有何指示？
That other one.
集合！
More invasion plan going.
准备！
I
有何指示？有何指示？
Someday we might get the chance to follow through on them.
是的，长官。
Is that day now? Let's go. Try it out. Just get on the boat. Don't think about it. We just need control of the sea zone for like a weekend.
准备完毕，长官。
An afternoon. There are still many enemy ships out here. And we were updating our main airframes. We are gradually blue shifting, though. Whether or not I would join the Allies still remains up in the air. The world is less than half on fire. Things are reasonably peaceful. All considered. Once we wrap things up inland, I can start to direct these aircraft out into the sea. My own ships should just go back to harbor and hide. It is not nearly their time. We will break them eventually. You just stay right there, friend. Someone will be by to get you. These won't be able to start any trouble. And just like that, we have more directions to attack Yan'an from. Our Air Force is kind of accustomed to this.
有何指示？有何指示？
Thus, we should really be fast-tracking the naval rearming. And rest of the reindustrializing to go with that. The build-up. Better harbors is something you don't get to see the benefits of until after the invasion is underway. Few more steps of integration decisions left. Gonna bring a bit of extra industry into the fold. All these assaults on the beaches are welcome. Every time they fail to get a foothold, that's hundreds of thousands more dead.
准备完毕，长官。出发！
They'll get there.
继续前进！继续前进！继续前进！
No, both of these are needed. Alright. Well. We'll be printing some money. It's fine. It's stimulus.
准备完毕，长官。出发！对，出发！
And just create a little air militia out here. This is some of our airspace, may as well keep it guarded. Yes, I am holding up. Expensive, 400,000 bodies. 7 boats, couple hundred aircraft. They exist. They're bringing something to the battle. We see them around.
合。集合。
Now it's service by requirement. There's 2 further steps of desperation he could unlock. Problem is he can't arm those bodies. Well, hold on. This is also our counter-imperial numbers over there. Let me filter this down to the armies that are fighting in there. So yeah, not red, green, blue. Or is it the other? You guys, no. Definitely that orange army. And this one? Yeah, there we go. That's all inland fighting. That is certainly a ratio. Climbing mountains is hard.
合。
Fortunately, they have 0 air power. So I'm free to escalate the air war unescorted, and this isn't really costing anything to keep bombing them. Surely, overwhelming aerial firepower will be able to defeat a deeply entrenched and ideologically motivated opponent. And the newer tactical bombers might be good enough at strat bombing for that to matter. Might do non-zero strategic damage. I'm already telling them to try to do strategic damage. They're attacking roads as often as they're attacking soldiers. That's slowly adding up. The bulk of our Air Force is still modified inter-warcraft. We're slowly bringing in up-to-date designs. If we had an atom that would do things to stability numbers, yes. And being struck repeatedly by atoms is one of the things that will make AI Japan throw in the towel, rather than demand that every opponent invade the home islands. Human Japan is free to ignore that limitation and carry on fighting to the bitter end. As you do. Get an air doctrine. Why not? We have all these planes, but how do we use them? Just kind of wing it. There we go. Industrial buildup is resuming. We're gonna do a little bit to wrangle in the economy after we have our final research slot. Maybe grab the grain tax on our way over. Let me clean up these lines. There's a lot of lines going on here. So, orange. Right. That's why there's a lot of lines. Because closed circles are still a problem. Okay, Orange, you just live here and just want to destroy the capital.
准备，
Let's just take the entire Orange army and put them on that line.
准备移动。
Pink army, you live everywhere else and just maintain the perimeter.
准备，
I'd make that purple army. No? Blue army. More of a teal army.
"准备完毕，长官。
They stand guard, and then it will be the job of Orange and Orange alone to maintain the offensive. Get that decisive breakthrough.
"准备移动。 是的，长官。
Okay, this got promoted to problem.
准备完毕，长官。
Green Army, tag in. You have a job.
注意，出发。
This is unacceptable. Okay, cavalry were able to deal with it though. Green Army crisis may be cancelled. Don't worry about it. Commanders of all these units receive a telegram that just says, wait. Chill. It's fine. Yes, good. Air Force is back to doing the thing they do. on schedule to eventually completely dismantle communist strongholds from the air, brick by brick. Grind the entire mountain down into a nice gravel pit.
集合。来吧，开始行动。准备完毕，长官。
Army of one. Who are you? Standing here in Nanjing. Nunning. Oh, you're the first of this new army. Yeah, a lot of those will be responsible for guarding or fighting on the southern border as needed. Okay, we're now just barely starting to build any warships. A whole destroyer a year. Maybe more. Imagine. We'll get there. It just takes a while. Navy-related stuff is getting their attention next. It's probably mostly going to be about combat balance. I think something that would really benefit the naval game is rethinking how naval industry even works. Because there's some quirks of shipbuilding as a venture and an endeavor and a strategic concern. Make it a very different beast from several other industries. It is such that this whole model of productivity is kind of a liquid that you're able to pour into different projects and get stuff out of it. Makes more sense for all this land equipment than it does for, like, your ability to put tonnage of shipping into the water. Shipyards are very discrete things. Tangible things.
准备完毕，长官。准备移动。
This whole class of escort carrier that existed because it could be made as an easy conversion job from, like, the design of a cargo ship, such that there was a pre-existing cargo shipyard that could be militarized and produce, like, 2 or 3 of them, like, every month. The very outlandish volume just to create a bulk number of flat-top ships that, you know, were slow and fragile and not at all suited for frontline combat, but you could use it to station some birds in a convoy escort. And then otherwise for like your ability to create large capital ships, there's like a relatively small list of places with dry docks big enough to make large boat. To the point that when a lot of countries were bootstrapping up their navies into existence from not existing, an important early step of that is to pay somebody else to build your capital ships, because they already have the infrastructure that is sitting idle, because they're not constantly hammering out new giant boats. A lot of the battleships that Japan's navy is using right now were built in Britain and then modified and maintained over the years in Japan, until Japanese shipyards had the facilities in place to make large boat at home. And like each boat in progress is a pretty sizable thing that needs to be worked around. You start on a hull and it's there until it's done. Until it's ready enough to be pushed out into the water and make way for our next boat. There. Now we can start forcing loans. That will be a sink for all of our political mojo. People have been fighting on and dying on this mountain all year. Always more blood. There we go. That'll let me work around the anomalous shape of this land. Make two small lines and have them cooperate. Really a year of blood. Amazing how blood flies. They should break if we are able to take the city. That's their only real victory point, and it should give us control of all their industry. I'm not too concerned about trying to further surround the city. Taking more open mountain is going to be as difficult as taking this. It's not urban terrain, it's just mountain. It's the same as all the surrounding mountain. Alright, that one is hill. That one is a bit less durable. Still though. Most of how this is working is we're sustaining battle and letting the Air Force engage in open-ended wholesale slaughter of everyone standing on the wrong side of the line. Apparently they have planes. They aren't using their planes. They exist somewhere. The hill might be worth punching into, though there is proper mountain over here. So trying to get the full encirclement, unlikely, I think. We're maintaining pressure. That's what's important. Blood occurs regardless. like a 25% consumer goods. Getting some of that back will help speed up with the naval buildup. I mean, eventually our boy's gonna figure out mountain fighting. He's got hill fighting down. Mountain's mostly the same. That's a sharper hill. Hills without trees, that should make it easier. Back to free hospitals. So we're going to start canceling that out. Yeah, why don't the planes fly together in, like, patterns? Lines. Circles. Make it easier to see where they are. That could work. That could help. We are chipping away at the rifle dead. Whatever else is going on, we are making more weapon than we spend. Ah, the integration finished. Come home. how do we still have
准备移动。
soldiers that are loaned from... Or at this point, is it that... No, we don't have control of their templates. How are you borrowed from a government that doesn't exist?
是的，长官。
Logistical mysteries. And it is 43 now, so we can go for final tier core industry tech. But just one destroyer 2 spring into existence. We have the city. And there we go. Triumph. Forced loans for everyone. More than patriotic, it's the law. Buy war bonds. One less battle.
准备移动。
And then let's see, you folks here at the It's Complicated Army.
准备移动。
Full of hypothetically borrowed soldiers.
是的，长官。准备移动。有何指示？
Guess we just disband these.
准备完毕，长官。
Leaving this empty shell into which to pour more units. We'll get right on that. No, really, those governments shouldn't exist anymore. They don't exist. So where are these units going? Stay safe, Ghost Army. Yeah, it's temporary. And I can relieve that by bringing these folks back into Korea.
出发！出发！
But yeah, if we're gonna get serious about navies, we need to go in on oil synthesis. Because otherwise, the only way we could import oil instead is if we already had control of the water. Need to find our own oil.
有何指示？有何指示？准备移动。对，
And now all these armies we wanted to recruit are starting to spring into existence. Only a few months of rifle dead left. How productive we are right now.
有何指示？命令！
Yeah, new army group under Field Marshal Tai
准
here.
备！
Can go into the center.
完毕，长官。准备移动。
Economy's going to space for a while. It'll be fine. Alright, yeah, trying to harass shipping over there, not gonna go so well. That's too close to the Hornet's nest. Down here, though, we can start applying pressure. Do we get the use of any more forced loans, or is it just the one? And can we demand more buybacks of old equipment? The Allies aren't at war with anyone right now. Sitting back and watching as Poland grapples with the Soviets. As Poland lands 6-1 casualties on the Soviets. There they are. They have a cooldown. A few dozen IJN warships active in the South China Sea. We are gradually plinking away at them with our medium bombers. And we are, as of recently, finally adding more ships to our own fleet. Looks like we're aiming for 38 shipyards with current build load at. We're going for large with screen. You get away with something like this? And then, of course, the goal here is a successful counter-invasion and, let's just say, annexation of Japan. And if there's anything of interest left to do on the board, some new conflict emerges that demands our attention, we'll have all those seized Japanese shipyards to put to use. The 60 division plan. What a humble idea. Adorable. 60 divisions, what a number. Alright. Time to invite the Americans in and discuss boats. These borrowed units also need to be unlisted. Stricken from the record.
准备完毕，长官。集合。注意！
I don't think we need any more garrison troops for the time being. That's under control. Where were all oh, these are garrison troopers, yeah.
注意！准备移动。
These were meant to fill out different coastal defense lines, just pad them out. Send them all up to Korea.
准备。
$3.8 million of our debt against 3.35 of theirs. Looking good. Congo is out here. Enemy large are on the prowl. Yeah, you know what? Let's start raiding. Nice. Our Navy is out doing maneuvers, in that they're probably mostly finding targets for our aircraft to attack. They're going out, getting seen, radioing for help, provoking an airstrike. Not a bad way to do things. It could serve them well. Eight boats per year. Let's look around here, see if there's any odd requirements. Sort of keeps requiring that America exist. Get some special forces capacity intended for Marines. Then otherwise it's mostly boat models, blueprints, and naval aircraft. Get in on this boating action. And these old fighter wings can be sized up. Gradually chipping away at them. You'd better be learning something from this gang. You've been preparing for years. We should put some research effort into computing, cryptography, anything really, now that we're secure and large. We can learn all sorts of things.
Goodbye.
Are somewhat successfully harassing our enemy's oldest and largest boats. Also, they're down to the hundreds of thousands of manpower. Their navy is the only thing that is keeping them safe. The moment we get any boots on the ground, their armies will not be able to resist us. Nearly running out of manpower at extensive conscription. Britain invades Norway. So they may soon unlock the secrets of the bicycle. Truly formidable weapon. Britain is attacking Norway because there's communism here. They have a set of focuses for that. If non-blue ideology gets popular in Benelux or in Scandinavia, They can launch preemptive strikes to depose their governments. Nearly have a monthly destroyer. And opening up efforts with the US also lets us slide into the aviation tree here. We're doing well enough on our own for stuff, though. I'm not sure what exactly the Flying Tigers does for us as an event. Stuff over here gives us some off-map industry. Another round of forced loans. Slowly bringing currency values back under control.
有何指示？
We'll get a chance to get some oil synthesis going. And then that will save us a bunch on imports. Putting a dent in them a little at a time. some of our new ships wound up not assigned to our only existing fleet. They wound up in Korea. Who was responsible for this? Much better. Alright, now with 12 of us in our little screening and rating fleet that's about to change. Something just took a hit, but I'll now authorize them to occasionally shoot back. These aircraft. Alright. Surface base from Taiwan. Enemy carriers have not relocated to the South Sea. Never mind, there they are. Alright. Fleet. Now that you have your attention, leave. And fighting enemy capital ships without capitals of our own, not going to work out well. We can spare the time to invent radar later this year. That'll help. Like major listening posts set up along the coast. They've had time to really bite in here. Remarkable, really. Also, we really just lost, like, hundreds of bombers in a day. It's a bit rough. He's up on that. No sense overextending and wasting a lot of material. Oat is the metric where we don't yet have overwhelming numerical advantage. There we go. There's the beginnings. Pull them down the peninsula into the sea. There. Monthly destroyers have been hit. Boat numbers falling into place. Norway defeated by Britain. Okay, now the Japanese are getting ready to attack the Allies. Sure, that'll go splendidly for them. It only takes a couple of months to get each of these online. That's way out in the sticks where those are being built without revving up local infrastructure first. Yeah, they're somewhere closer to the core. 46 days. Nearly have everything back on track. Poland's holding on. Poland's pushing back. Gonna be okay. Japan, attack the Allies. Which do not yet include the USA. It's a good thing for us. Dutch Navy, non-existent. British Navy, though. There's a boat count. There's a manpower count. Britain, what have you been doing? Britain. Britain, calm down. French Navy? Not so much French Navy. Italian Republic Navy. German Republic Navy? Who else is in the Allies? Wait. Are the Dutch not in the Allies? Dutch didn't join a faction yet. A world war, like a half a world war, managed to start happening. And the Low Countries didn't ally up. Benelux is neutral. That'll change shortly. They're blue, they're under attack. Britain will show up to defend them. That's how this works. That's the law. That's supposed to be the law. No, hey Japan, if your navy isn't active over here right now, if you've wandered off to do something else, then maybe I'm just gonna invade real quick. Don't mind me. Quickly rush some divisions over to this beach. Don't worry about it. No. Too many birds. Not enough airport. Fix that real quick. The Musashi is out here alone. Wait, I have the power to make a faction, I think. The world isn't tense enough. Life is too peaceful.
准备移动。
Things are fine. Life is good. Gonna start cooperating with the Dutch.
准备完毕，长官。
And some of you are gonna hit the land. Yeah. Most of them are going directly at the primary target. Trying to do the beach assault thing. For the most part, no enemy warships have showed up to contest this. Yeah, there we go. The one fellow with his feet on the ground. And the enemy naval response. Yeah, this is just how things look after so many years of brutal, grinding peace. Question of how many transports can actually get onto the shore.
保持距离。
Will we break through?
继续移动。 都冲上去！
This rate, probably not, unless I can, like, redirect most of these guys onto the ground.
开始行动！
Which, yeah, it's beyond the nature of amphibious attack planning to do. Right, we've built up a reasonable number of transport planes. Let's build a large air supply wing there.
继续攻击！
We can just break our way through a little more organization, then we get our foothold. Okay, so our entire surface fleet was defeated.
他们正在撤退，长官。
But the transports are still there, soldiering on. Enough of them will reach the beaches. You're supportive already on the beaches? We have a boot on the ground and we're airdropping in almost enough supplies for them. It's fine. Much damage has been taken, but we've nearly broken through the garrison. And there we are.
Beep. 注意！ 是的，长官。
Our rest of this army can just kind of rebase over there.
准备完毕，长官。
Soldiers, if you don't mind, could you not somehow magically be prevented from finishing the unloading that you were already doing because the fighting was happening, because a submarine is nearby and you were scared? The port is secure. Just land. Just land. Let's go in. Be in.
长官。
All Okay, many of them have arrived. And no division has yet been completely removed from existence. We're good. The ongoing mysteries of naval combat. And naval adjacent combat. And days trapped at sea, paralyzed, unable to land. When you were here participating in a beach assault. Well, most of an army landed. That'll do. Most of an army landed. Entire navy wiped out. Fine, that was all old growth. Nothing but our newest and finest fighting vessels will remain. The strong survive. Okay, bad supply in Manchuria is just ongoing. roads are getting damaged by this fighting. It happens. Roads back here are getting damaged by fighting up here. That's the usual level of abstraction. Eight new industry slots seized. Good place to be. Yeah, bad supply here is a little strange. I guess a convoy just hasn't successfully pinged through yet. It is that. Yeah, full power naval base there. And boats exist for transport. We just haven't gotten any through at the moment. It's fine. It'll all work out.
是的，长官。准备移动。
There. Now, this army's purpose is just to garrison Taiwan. That's it. That's what you do. Do it well. And because the old fleet got wiped out, production was briefly disrupted. Wound up with ships in Korea again. Tons. One island down. Couple more to go. Main problem is it's going to take a lot more doing to briefly seize control of, like, East China Sea or Sea of Japan. We managed to get away with contesting the South while they were distracted. Netherlands, are you sure you don't want to team up? It could be a thing. No one will see it coming. We'll take the world by storm. Flies online. Garrison army is entrenched. Big tipping point will be when we manage to build a capital ship of any sort. Get this reunited with its place in the building plan. There it is. Alright. There you go. Panther. That should be the last Fort Sloan for a good while. The other things I could do that interact with that are the arsenal here for another 3 green. Which, at this point, that's not very relevant to us. And that might be it. We solved the economy. Don't think we need to bother capturing Okinawa. Yeah, that's a target that makes more sense when you're talking about America's war plan that involves coming from the east, trying to wrangle up naval control of the south. We don't need that. We can just start looking at how to directly attack the home isles. That plan can just vanish. Instead, I want a raid from here into Nagasaki. That entire army behind that. We'll be preparing for a while. There's time to get all this wrapped up. Fly aircraft can be done there. Move over here. Just not have a mission for a while. Probably all supply aircraft are going to be operating out of Korea. And we did capture an airport. So we can go ahead and get a little air defense going there. Where were these guys intended? Put them over there. Yeah, Tibetan border. Good enough place for them.
That sounded much larger than a sewer rat.
Just shy of the line. You are precisely not deep. Merely larger than a rat. Welcome. Give permission to engage. Now, does having permission to engage while on escort duty, while there's a convoy that's under attack by enemy submarines, do the dots actually connect? Are you gonna go do something about that? Friend destroyers. A boat is in peril. Escort them. Commerce raiding with battleships. Shameful. Oil production's been steadily going up, but we've stayed at -5 oil. Close that gap. Yeah, supply problems will happen. That's life. Now that we have a convoy, they are hunting for it. Facility taking its daily down, so we're slowly moving towards the tipping point for blue shifting. We're gonna have oil, though. Oil is being arranged. We're an exporter. Oil. Oh, an exporter of rubber. No one's buying our oil yet. It's out there, though. We have an excellent fighter surplus. Our air force is healthy, numerous. Functional? Who knows? But there's a lot of them. That line is probably where those armies were supposed to go. Supply line looking good. Things don't move much on this peninsula. It's fine. Because there's a lot of enemy there's a lot of enemy soldiers. There's a lot more of our soldiers. We'll get there, eventually. Via the usual. Fast air power, it's all you need. It works. The German and Hungarian republics. Getting into a standoff. Could war be brewing in Europe? Shocking. Fiendish. Yeah, there we go. Destroyers. I give you permission to fight submarines. Go fight submarines. It's okay. That's what you're for. Don't fight the rest of that. That's a bit more than you're paid to deal with. Do fight submarines. And Soviet oil isn't reaching me. Did they have, like, oil refineries built in any of the battle zone? Poland's still running strong as far as man supply. The Baltics are strained. Poland's got this, though. Alright, that's what's left of the Manchurian puppet government. Not much. And there's what's left of Japan's man reserve. This is a good thing. This line doesn't have to move anywhere to do its job. The Netherlands are considered our co-belligerent. The war's fused. Good friend Holland. Just don't bring Britain into this. We got this. Just allow a couple of years for us to invent a navy. Achieve naval rearmament from scratch, you must first create the universe. There we go. Nice exact fit. Ish. All of these bodies will end up somewhere. And we'll recruit more.
是的，长官。追！准备！准备！ 准备完毕，长官。立正！
Hire a full-time naval theorist. What is a boat? What is the ideal boat? How does one perfect a boat?
立正！ 有何指示？集合。
Oh wait, I had a group that was automatically redeploying to that line.
准备。
These three were meant for replacing damaged green group. Yeah, let's just have open-endedly recruit an army at a time.
是的，长官。
Always be marshalling.
有何指示？ 准备移动。注意，
And go ahead and set up this new army group for invasion plans.
是的，长官。
You belong over there. Guarding the deepest inland border.
注意，准备。
Unweave all the shipyard production into the oil production. They go hand in hand. And if we're gonna boat fight, we should have a naval doctrine? We know that fleets be, but what then?
准备完毕，长官。随着。 准备。准备完毕，长官。
And okay, we've created a supply situation for ourselves by putting soldiers deep into the desert. Go ahead and fix that real quick. Odorized neighbors.
Beep.
Cutting edge technology.
Beep.随着。注意。
Bicycles for their remaining 100,000 reserve men. Secret weapon they need to turn the tide of the war. Polish lines closing in on Moscow.
这
Yeah, whenever the Navy drops a... Okay, and yeah, one of those divisions didn't make it through the journey. That happens. Whenever the naval convoys hiccup, there's going to be a bad supply day in Taiwan. They'll manage. Yeah, Jan has maintained its size. We are not yet building enough. So the Nine Power Treaty directly doesn't do anything. It's had various secondary influences. Like, we can't restrict our exports at all while the treaty is in play. That will change. It's a bunch more Japanese divisions swept out of existence. As you do. Ground units don't have to do anything. They just show up. Do the lifting. All you need is air. No false peace with the invader. "6 million lives need avenging." And, yeah, probably the rest of them as well. Up to 20 million additional lives need avenging. There's limits to how much invasion I can plan still. I didn't take the final amphibious tech yet, although it is now contemporary. And we could use our handy imported blueprints for cutting-edge warships. There's new top priority construction, though. Radar online. It'll be a while before we figure out powerful enough radars to especially matter, but we're getting started. Sometimes we lose a lot of bombers at once out here, but I feel like that's partly thinning the herd of old hardware. We have a lot of the old build that are still filtering their way out. Like these... Okay, we don't have any more of them, but... At some point we captured an Ilyushin DB3. Presumably from the communists. Strange novelty plane.
发。
Gonna create new armies and leave them standing around places. They don't have to go anywhere yet. They'll know when they're needed. Oh, and I can also purge the roster of all these inherited templates. The moment we scrap the Nine Powers Treaty, we're gonna reel in our exports and suddenly have a bunch more war material to work with. A bunch more locally made war material instead of having to shuffle it back and forth through the market. Legionary Bulgaria has joined the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. Legionary Bulgaria. Which, to remind, is this bit of residue left over after the Yugoslavians defeated the Italians as part of the Allied forces. They are the enemy. They will be met. We will destroy them. The next step is that contesting the South Sea doesn't matter to me anymore. The worst they can do is inconvenience the Taiwan garrison. So we want to rebase the Navy, back to the middle. Ready to do a thing here. And I don't want either of our naval designers. They both slap an appreciable penalty on our ships in exchange for a bonus that I don't think we need. Production cost reduction could be nice, but we're going to approach that from the other direction. We are building many yards to launch many ships.
是的，长官。
They kind of only need to do one job. Boats, I'm trying to give you orders, like broad orders, real orders. Right, so we automatically got one China policy resolved, just from the fact that we have already reunified. Now, anti-imperial or pro-imperial. Otherwise prepared to go about our business for projecting power. Republics and empires is the same. Alright. An entire army has slammed into the beaches. Let's go. Let me go this way. Let me go that way.
出发！出发！
I'll fan out and make this happen.
准备完毕，长官。出发！出发！出发！
Where is the IJA? Over here. Over here. Over here. Over here. Little of them everywhere. Boats, why can't I tell you to re-engage? Come on. Come on, boats. Boats, do a mission. You do escort over here and over here. That's where you live now. Go for it, boats. Right. One city seized. The slightest bit of local supply. And no one is guarding Nagasaki, so we're going to have a harbor.
出发！
And the transport planes are doing some work. They're providing the slightest bit of support. To make sure we had non-zero supply until such time as we started lighting things up here.
命令！对，准备移动。命令！准备，出发！
Walk into Hiroshima. Who's stopping us? Where is their army, though? There's supposed to still be a million active bodies out there somewhere. Still they'll manifest at some point.
注意！
Well,
是的，长官。
one army. Let's go in that way.
注意！
And one army. This way. They'll meet in Tokyo. They'll meet well before that, but they'll celebrate in Tokyo.
是的，长官。
And we steal all of Japan's war industry.
准备完毕，长官。有指示。
Many of those ships won't make it.
出发！
That's unimportant. Many already have. We can replace ships. We can replace lives. Hey, Poland. Spare some oil. Doing well for yourself? Reinforcement. The main armies are here. We're on our way. And if you have anything to redirect into desperate defense of your capital, you're on a timer here. We really killed everyone. And the army is now fully and over-equipped.
有何指示？注意！准备移动！命令！
Suppose there will be resistance hiding somewhere.
准备！注意！
What if we had a carrier? We should figure out what that is, quickly, and assemble one. What could a boat have? Apparently this is a machine you're supposed to create. Let's get on that. "602 days to invent and construct a carrier." Maybe we can't just capture one of the ones active in the entire AIJN is gonna like run off and become a pirate flotilla. Maybe they already have.
有何指示
Are？we sure the Japan we've been fighting even exists anymore? Did it ever exist? Netherlands, why are you here at this conference? How did you get here, Netherlands? Okay, I can't quite annex Japan entirely in a single sweep. Skim back states until this is permissible. That looks nicer. There. No, also you folks. Yeah. October 1944. One China. We've won the war. Now to win the peace. Next time. Let's get involved. Intervene. Set things right.